What you are about to witness is based on true events. In a small town in New Mexico, a group of friends decided to escape the city and camp under the stars. They were excited, eager for a night of laughter and ghost stories. As they set up their tents, the sun dipped below the horizon, leaving behind a sky sprinkled with stars. Around the campfire, the friends exchanged spooky tales. But as the night deepened, one friend, Sarah, noticed something unusual. A bright, pulsating orb hovered silently above the treetops, casting an eerie glow on the campsite. "Hey, look at that!" Sarah pointed, her excitement mingling with a hint of fear. "What is it?" her friend Mark asked, squinting at the light. "It looks like a drone or something." But it didn't move like a drone. It was completely still, pulsating in rhythm with their heartbeats. Curiosity got the better of them. They grabbed their flashlights and ventured toward a clearing where they could get a better view. As they stepped into the open, the orb shot across the sky, disappearing for a moment before reappearing directly above them. The air felt electric, charged with a strange energy. Suddenly, a heavy silence fell, wrapping around them like a thick blanket. Just then, their flashlights flickered and died, plunging them into darkness. Panic set in as they fumbled, trying to turn them back on. Then, a low humming sound filled the air, a resonant vibration that sent chills down their spines. The orb began to emit beams of light, sweeping over the forest like a searchlight. "Did you hear that?" Sarah whispered, her voice trembling. Before anyone could respond, she felt something tugging at her sleeve. Heart racing, she turned quickly. Standing just beyond the light was a shadowy figure. It was tall and motionless, its eyes reflecting the beams like two bright orbs in the dark. "What is that?" Mark gasped, stepping back. The figure raised an arm slowly, as if beckoning to Sarah. She felt an inexplicable pull, an urge to step forward. Fear gripped her, but curiosity battled against it. Her heart pounded as the others shouted for her to come back. "Sarah, don't!" Emily yelled, her voice breaking through the tension. With a sudden jolt of clarity, Sarah screamed and stumbled back. The group instinctively grabbed her, pulling her away from the ominous figure. In an instant, the orb shot straight up into the sky, vanishing into the darkness, leaving only silence and the echo of their racing hearts. Shaking, they rushed back to their tents, fear overtaking any desire to stay and investigate. They didn't speak much that night, each lost in their own thoughts. When dawn finally broke, they stepped outside to inspect the area. Strange markings in the dirt where the orb had hovered caught their attention. Circular patterns, intricate and unlike anything they'd ever seen. The group exchanged worried glances. What had they just witnessed? They packed up hastily, eager to leave the site of their encounter behind. As they drove away, Sarah couldn't shake the feeling that they weren't alone. The memory of the shadowy figure haunted her, and she started having vivid dreams of that night. In these dreams, the figure would return, always reaching out to her as if trying to communicate. Days turned into weeks, but the dreams persisted. She would wake up in a cold sweat, heart racing. The figure's gaze burned into her mind. Her friends too began to experience strange occurrences, whispers in the night, unexplained flickering lights and fleeting shadows. Determined to uncover the truth, Sarah did some research. She discovered that others in the area had reported similar encounters, mysterious lights in the sky and shadowy figures. A local historian even claimed that the town had a history of strange happenings dating back decades. The more she learned, the more questions arose. Were they visited by aliens, or was it something more? One night, unable to sleep, Sarah decided to return to the campsite alone, hoping to confront whatever had been haunting her. As she stood in the clearing, the memories flooded back. The air was thick with anticipation, and she felt the weight of the night pressing down. Suddenly, the familiar humming sound filled the air. Her heart raced as the bright orb appeared again, hovering above the trees. This time, she stood her ground. The shadowy figure materialized, and she felt that same pull, but instead of fear, she felt an overwhelming sense of calm. It raised its arm, and Sarah felt an energy wash over her, as if it were communicating without words. In that moment, she realized that fear and the unknown often come hand in hand. Perhaps it wasn't just a terrifying encounter, but an invitation to explore a greater mystery. When she finally left, she was changed. The experience had opened her mind to possibilities beyond her understanding. To this day, Sarah and her friends often wonder what truly happened that night. They know one thing for sure: some experiences are better left unexplained, but they can also lead to an incredible journey into the unknown. What would you do if you encountered something otherworldly? Would you run, or would you stay and face the mystery?